We're speaking with Pooch Tavares right here on 89.5 FM KPOO San Francisco. So, Pooch, my next question is, it was once said in an interview by, I believe it was Butch Tavares. They had asked him and asked the group, what's a group of Tavares? How would you describe it? And he said it's a band or group that he hopes makes good music and for people to form their own opinion. And my question is to you, Pooch, do you agree with that? And, you know, looking back on it now, do you still have that same look on the group, Tavares?
Oh, yeah. That was our main objective, to have people enjoy our music and sit back and listen to it, but not get to the point where we wanted to be mood music, you know? We wanted people to sit back and listen to us and really pick our lyrics apart and stuff like that. And I think we accomplished that. I think people still, when we go to shows, people still want to hear us sing, and they still sing, and they sing the songs right along with us. I mean,
yeah.
So we know that we captured a lot of hearts, and that's what we want to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. And so, 79, you guys came out with the Madam Butterfly album in 1979. One of my favorite albums by you guys. I would have to say that by far, I would say is probably. It sounds like you guys had a lot of fun on that album, and it sounds like y'all was really getting funky on that album.
Well, I don't know how funky we got, but that "Don't Take Away the Music." I don't know what it is about that song, man.
Yeah.
Everywhere we go, that's the first song people ask for. And I can't understand it. I just can't. I mean, it was. If I can remember correctly, it was never released in the States as a single.
Right. That's right.
It was released as a single in the
UK.
In the UK,
right,
and in Europe. But I mean, no matter where we go, that's one of the first songs they ask us to sing, or that they want to hear in the show.
Yeah.
They always ask us, "You still got Don't Take Away the Music in the show?" We tell them, "Yeah, there's no way we cannot do it." You know? Yeah.
Now, another song that really had single potential that sounded like a single hit was "I Want to See You Soon," the duet that you guys did with Frida Payne. But it got a lot of airplay in the UK, though.
Yeah. See, that's what was strange. I mean, a lot of the stuff we did put out, you know, got more airplay and more. I mean, for stuff that was not released in the States, all of the stuff that we wanted to do, it got released in Europe and you know, in the UK and stuff. But the stuff that we did for the States, it never got here. You know, stuff like that. You know, and it was kind of a letdown. But I mean, we live with it, and you know, we still like doing everything we do. I mean, you know,
right.
We basically have to do more of the you know, the top hits when we do our shows, but we still mix it up a little bit and give them some of the stuff that we, you know, took off albums and stuff like that, you know.
Now, that's funny. Now, those two songs that we were just talking about, like you said, they weren't singles in the States, but Who Done It was a single. Was that shocking?
Yeah, because Who Done It was more of a gimmick song.
Okay.
You know, it was like, you know, talking about, you know, Beretta and all that stuff. It was a gimmick thing. But I mean, it did well, you know. I mean, it didn't go where we wanted it to go, but hey, I mean, but it was like you said, the disco gimmick song, and that's not what we wanted to be known for.
Right.
You know,
right.
We still want to be the group, an R&B group, and we hope that everybody always remembers that we are an R&B group and a black group, and we don't want to be anything else but that. I mean, our careers came forward because of the stuff we did, but when you get down to the roots, brother, we are there. That's right. You know?
Absolutely. So my next question is to you. So if you had to describe each member of the group, Tavares, how would you describe them as far as keeping the group going? So how would you describe Ralph?
Ralph was more on the business end of it. You know, he did a lot of the contacting with the, recording companies or the P&R, men of the company and stuff like that. He did most of that, until he got out of the group. Then I had to go and do it. But he added a lot to the group. I mean, as a family, we have to, Everybody did their little part, and we managed to do very, very, very well especially with not having the education of getting into the record business and trying to make it big, without being ripped off every time you put your foot down,
Right.
So that's where he held it all together, when we first started out,
Yeah. And then of course everybody, like you said, everybody played their part in their roles and stuff like that.
We all had our little things to do. Butch was the choreographer and the writer, and I mean, I got into the business end of it. Now I'm the one that makes all the contacts and stuff like that, and I've learned a lot from doing it, And,
right.
I mean, so I think everybody has their own little niche that they've added to the group. Plus our unique voices.
Absolutely.
We all have different voices, and we can all sing lead. That's that's what keeps us together, I guess.
Right. And so now currently you guys tour as four.
Yeah, we're touring down to four of us. It's myself, Chubby, Butch, and Tiny.
Okay, and Tiny just recently came back to the group.
Tiny recently came back. Matter of fact, he's been back almost a year now.
Almost a year. Wow.
Yeah, he came back after the first of the year. He was doing other things with trying to, do things with his sons and stuff like that, and he tried to do stuff on his own, and I guess it probably worked out the way he wanted to, or didn't. I don't know, but he decided that he, wanted to come back in the group, and he's our brother. So what are we going to tell him? No. So.
Can't do that.
No, but our mom and dad wouldn't look too happy on that if we did something like that. So he's back, and let's hope for as long as we got left, he'll stay right with us.
Okay, and so now there's a surge of talent coming out of the fourth generation or the third generation of Tavares.
Well, like I said, I have my son that likes to sing. His name is Brandon Tavares, and Tiny's two sons, Marcus. Well, his youngest son, Marcus, is doing a single career on his own right now. He does a lot of the clubs and stuff like that on his own.
Right.
But his oldest two brothers, which are AJ and Brent, used to sing. They were in the group with my son, and they had a really good group together.
Right.
But they just for some reason they fell apart and went their separate ways, and things got mixed up. But Brandon is still interested, and I think Brent and Mark is still very interested in music. And I don't know if they're ever gonna. It's hard to make it from a small area and small town as New Bedford or Providence, Rhode Island. You really have to know somebody, and they didn't want us to help them.
Okay.
They wanted us to do it. They wanted to do it on their own. And, but any help we could give them in the background, we tried to, but
right.
After a while, they just separated and never got back together again.
Oh, wow.
We were hoping they would eventually get back together, but right now I don't see it happening. But
okay.
With God's help, maybe it will work and happen again.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Pooch Tavares, thank you very much for taking the time out.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Tell everybody in San Francisco, the San Francisco Bay Area, that we're still around, and when we get there, we'll be expecting to hear all the stuff that you heard Tavares do, and hopefully you can still hear it the same way you heard it 20, 30 years ago.
Absolutely, definitely. And we're going to get into Tavares Mix right here on 89.5 FM, KPOO San Francisco, and KPOO.com. We're going to kick it off with the song Keep On. That's right, Keep On. Lead vocals provided by Mr. Chubby and Tiny Tavares. More sounds, more music right here on 89.5 FM and KPOO.com.